Now it's time to talk about curriculum development in a language program. In the beginning, I'll just talk about some brief ideas about what a curriculum is and how is it involved in a certain language program. A curriculum may be referred to as a theoretical document which contains information about the program of studies in any institution or any level of learning of the students. In other words, we can also say, and it is generally believed, that curriculum refers to all activities in which students are involved under the auspice of any institution where they go for the sake of learning. It includes various activities, for example, what students learn, how they learn it, how teachers facilitate them or support them to learn a certain thing, what methods or supporting materials do teachers use in their classrooms or outside the classroom in order to make their pupils learn something, and what kind of facilities are available to them in any institution where they get admission for the sake of learning. So, overall, we can say that a curriculum deals with some general goals of learning or general goals of education in any institution or in a culture. And therefore, it reflects the overall educational and social philosophy of any society where a certain curriculum is defined. What is curriculum development? Curriculum development is a very practical activity, especially when we talk about language curriculum development. It deals with various activities which focus at improving the content or the overall purpose of learning in a certain context. And how we do it? We do it through some systematic planning and some development exercises and review practices, which help various researchers and scholars to amend certain things which are prevalent already and needs to be rectified. And it also tells the policymakers that what things are already working and needs to be strengthened. The process of curriculum development begins with a kind of needs analysis of the learners. In the beginning of a curriculum, we should assess that what kind of learners we have or we need to be taught in the classrooms, we need to teach in the classrooms, and what are their specific learning needs, what kind of professions they would like to join in the future, or what kind of academic activities they wish to perform in the future. So having a fair assessment of their needs in future, especially if we talk about language curriculum development, so what kind of specific language needs they would need in future. Let's say, for example, in case of learning a second language like English. So what kind of utility they would have of English in their future lives, and in what areas of English language learning they need to focus on based on their future needs. Then it moves on to the development of various objectives based on learning needs of the students. And then the scholars or researchers, they go for appropriate syllabus, course structures, teaching methods, and materials. And a good curriculum also involves the evaluation of the people who are involved in the process of learning. For example, evaluation of the students and teachers themselves, as well as the evaluations of the overall program which is being launched under a curriculum. So it has a fair mechanism of the assessment of all the stakeholders involved in the process of a language program. What question usually a curriculum addresses? To start with, and the most primary question is, what is the purpose of educating students in a particular institution, country, or at a particular level? So what is the purpose of learning? That is the basic thing. Then we could move on based on that purpose, or in order to fulfill that purpose, what kind of knowledge should be disseminated to the students. Then what kind of learning experiences students have to go through in order to learn that particular knowledge and in order to fulfill the purpose of teaching and learning. So learning experiences are assumed and usually catered for in a curriculum. Then what kind of teaching methods teachers may employ in order to fulfill the purpose of learning. And how should the learning experiences of the students be organized? A good curriculum would always focus on such things. Then how should we assess learners in order to see whether the purpose of a particular program is being served or not? By answering these questions, a good curriculum offers us insights into the following things. For example, the goals of education, subjects to be taught. Based on the purpose, people decide that what kind of subjects would fulfill that particular purpose. Then activities that learners should be engaged in order to reach their learning destination. And then methods and materials, as well as the allocations of funds and times for those particular methods and materials and learning activities. All these areas are involved in a good curriculum. And a good curriculum provides us guidelines for the proper implementation of all these aspects of learning and teaching.